Dani, one of the greatest game dev YouTubers to ever dominate the space.
You can't do that?
Join me as we turn back the clock with the Milkman King.
It's a little crash and burn.
Me and all these boys playing 3D Among Us. Muck.
$3.5 million.
50,000 players. First place on Steam.
Mr. Beast of game development.
Dani has emerged as one of the greatest figures to ever touch the game dev YouTube space. From creating massively popular games in a matter of weeks to his exploding YouTube channel, it's no surprise that Dani has become one of the best. But how did we get here? Our story starts in the year 2009. I was a little over 3 milk cartons tall. Notch just released a little project called Minecraft, an animation versus animator by Alan Beck was published 2 years prior. A 12-year-old Dani was browsing YouTube one day when he saw a particular stickman fight with his creator. Inspired by this work of art, he set his eyes on becoming the greatest YouTuber the world had ever seen, which started with creating his very first YouTube channel. He got his hands on a program called Pivot, a software used to make stickman animations. And on January 20th, 2009, in collaboration with his brother, the world anxiously waited for the release of Num Num Operation. Despite being a fantastic video, it didn't gain much traction. Neither would the next 3 stickman videos Dani would make. Disheartened by this, Dani would quit making stickman videos and YouTube videos for the time being. By the middle of that year, Dani would switch to making videos about the most popular game at the time, RuneScape. His first video, RuneScape Funny Video. Unfortunately, these videos also didn't get any views, and as a result, Dani had to quit his YouTube journey for the second time. It's now late into 2009, and Dani was drinking milk when the idea of making a Flash game was brought up. Excited by this, Dani set his eyes on becoming the greatest game developer out there, which first began with learning the game engine Macromedia Flash. After following some tutorials, he released his first game on the 8th of January 2010, titled Easiest Game in the World. He clicked the button to win.
And
on the same day, Dani released his second game, Kill the Stickman. Dani would continue to upload more games over the next month, like the Idiot Test, Zombie Game Test, and Kill the Stickman before quitting with 33 games under his belt. Little did he know what the future would hold. After a 2-year break, Dani would once again shift his focus to becoming the best YouTuber on the platform. How would he do this? By uploading gameplay videos daily. He uploaded his first video of him playing Battlefield 3 on November 21st, 2012. This video would set the tone for future videos of his channel, and by the summer of the following year, he had amassed 50,000 views and 1.6k subs. He made a new channel for the same type of content, which accumulated over 1 million views and 11,000 subs. With his new brand growing faster than ever, videos being created every single day, and motivation at an all-time high, everything was going perfectly. What could possibly go wrong? The date was March 3rd, 2014. It was a beautiful day outside. Birds were singing and flowers were blooming. Everything was perfect. Dani woke up and got on his computer to start recording the next video. Nothing was amiss. Out of the corner of his eye, he could see that he had more notifications than usual. Just like any other day, he went to check on them. Everything was gone. His channel had been terminated, deleted, wiped off the platform by Google. 1 year of work gone, 109 videos lost, 11,000 subscribers deleted. Was it a report from a salty subscriber? Was he attacked by a group of malicious bots? We don't know. But one thing's for sure, Dani never returned. And for 3 years, that's how it was. Dani returned to being a normal kid. He returned to focusing on school, he went back to building a social life and doing what any regular teenager would do. He was normal. But you can't fit in when you were born to stand out. Dipping his toes back into YouTube, he focused on many different aspects of the craft, like making music, CSGO edits, and the old commentary gameplay he used to do. But as he was browsing YouTube one day, an odd video popped up in his recommended. 𝗗𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗑𝗦𝗧𝗔𝗧𝗧𝗥𝗑𝗫 devlog 1. After watching all the devlogs by 𝗔𝗦𝗧𝗥𝗦, along with the fact that he was studying computer science at university, Dani knew what he had to do. He had to get back into game dev. To prepare for his return on YouTube, Dani created his Discord server, Dani's Basement, on August 2nd, 2018. 2 months later, on October 19th, one day after creating his channel, Dani would make his triumphant return. This video would mark the first devlog of the first project he would start on his new channel, Off the Sticks. Off the Sticks was a physics-based ragdoll game developed in the Unity game engine where you fought other stick figures on large maps. For devlog 0, Dani showed off the journey from when the project was first created to having a functioning, cool-looking game. From there, he continued working on the train map, added animations, a boss, and some explosions. After that, Dani would start branching out into making different content. Aside from the usual devlogs, he would try his hand on tutorials and IRL videos that got a decent amount of traction, eventually culminating in a 10k subscriber special on March 29th. It was growing steadily and was starting to gain attention, although nobody could have really predicted what happened next. April 12th, 2019. The sky was blooming and Dani was working on a shop system he would upload the following day. Satisfied by the growth he'd seen for the past couple of months, he went to check on his channel. To his surprise, it was deleted. Nah, that was a joke. But he did notice that one of his videos was gaining traction at an unusually high rate. He kept refreshing the tab and the videos kept coming in by the second. Monitoring it for the rest of the day, the views never stopped growing, and when dusk turned into dawn, 6 months of learning game development in Unity had gained 200,000 views in one day. Winning the YouTube lottery here would help propel Dani's growth significantly. Dani's videos would start being picked up by the YouTube algorithm, with videos both uploaded in the past and in the present amassing hundreds of thousands of views. Along with the perfunctory stickman devlogs, Dani would start making one-off devlogs like a game made in 48 hours, a gladiator simulation game, a game made in 12 hours, and a mobile game called After working in the game dev space for a year straight, Dani decided to take a break from his main project and focus purely on one-off devlogs, uploading 7 videos between August 2nd and October 11th of 2019, all of which did really well. It was also around this time when Dani expanded his social media presence by creating his Reddit and his side channels, Dani2 and Danish Tutorials. The latter would make game dev tutorials on specific subjects, while the former would make gaming clips and game trailers along with Reddit React. After this period of rapid growth, Dani announced that Off the Stick would be back in development, although, due to the following events, this would never happen. 2 days prior had just marked the beginning of the second decade of the 21st century, but as people were celebrating, Dani was working on a new project. He didn't know it yet, but this project would change game dev, it would change YouTube, it would change the world, forever.
Why you don't try make a 3D game? Or you can't do that?
karlson, a 3D reimagined, rebranded remake of his 2D counterpart Dani had made in a previous one-off devlog. This first devlog didn't just go viral, it was the spark to cause one of the most hyped up indie games the world had ever seen. All devlogs combined boasting a whopping 49 million views. Oh, but you don't know what karlson is? karlson was a game inspired by user 𝗗𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗥𝗦, who roasted Dani that he couldn't make a 3D game. Out of Milkman anger, Dani created a parkour game including features like a grappling hook, 2 devices, and some Naruto running enemies. Dani would also give a preview of what the next devlog would hold, and fans did not have to wait for long. 2 weeks later, on January 17th, Dani would upload part 2 to the karlson saga, adding more gameplay features, levels, and milk. Dani would also use music by the composer Evan King, who would just so happen to make future reappearances. By the end of the video, Dani would make a Steam page for the game and upload the demo for all to play. Between early to mid-2020, Dani would continue to make devlogs for karlson while also including one-off devlogs like turning YouTube into a giant battle royale game, making his own custom-made headset, and letting Twitter make a game. All these videos did amazing, skyrocketing Dani's channel past the 1 million subscriber mark in the middle of that year. However, what happened next would truly make him untouchable.
What you're looking at right now is not Fall Guys. No, this is Bean Guys.
Bean Guys was a parody remake of the ultra-popular Fall Guys, where players would have to battle it out in minigames to be the winner. The goal of the project? To trick people into thinking that Season 2 of the viral game had been released. The making of this game would pose unique challenges regarding online multiplayer and making the game look like Fall Guys. After playing the game with his friends, however, he posted the gameplay on Twitter under the impression that Season 2 of Fall Guys had been released. But did it actually work? Dani's Bean Guys, although seen as fake by some people, were perceived as real by others. A Facebook ad Dani had purchased had gained 20,000 impressions after a mere 2 days. This game also marked the start of a unique trend Dani would continue and dominate in the future. After Bean Guys, Dani would prepare his next project by creating his third alternative channel, Dani Clips, where he would upload gaming and YouTube clips taken from his main channel. And on October 9th, 2020, Dani would upload To Date, his most popular video. I made Among Us, but in 3D. This video would capitalize on one of 2020's biggest trends, Among Us, a game where a bunch of astronauts complete tasks while also spotting out imposters. Dani would recreate them at Polis, and after getting the mechanics of the game to work, playtest the game with his friends. Not only would this video become Dani's most popular with 16 million views, but it also gained the attention of Mr. Beast, who uploaded 2 videos of the game to his gaming channel, garnering 44 million views combined and featuring some of the most popular content creators. After uploading his final karlson devlog at the time of this recording, Dani would take a big break from YouTube and game dev to speedrun Minecraft. Upon returning, he made a one-off devlog about a game controlled by a banana, along with his journey to becoming one of the fastest Minecraft speedrunners. But the next video he uploaded is where he would truly cement himself as the Milkman King. On June 5th, 2021, Steam would see the release of a new game. A game like no other. Muck. Dani would upload the corresponding devlog on the same day. Muck was a survival game that combined the genres survival and roguelike. You can chop down some trees and build some houses while also fighting bosses and collecting loot. During the creation of Muck, Dani had to learn about procedural terrain generation, the process that games like Minecraft use to randomly generate their worlds. By taking inspiration from Minecraft with mechanics like the inventory system, Muck was a fully fledged online multiplayer release in no time. After the release of the first devlog, the game went viral, and Dani took advantage of this by updating the game weekly for the first 3 weeks, ending it off by uploading a devlog 2 on July 30th. This second devlog would document the additions of adding a story and an end to the game so that speedrunners could beat Muck in blazing fast times. And the impact of it all? Over 3.5 billion downloads, the front page of Steam, on numerous news articles, and winning the 10th best game of 2021. After Muck, Dani would take a 2 to 3 month break from YouTube and game dev. According to him, when asked by fellow developer 𝗂𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏, he had a big burnout from working too hard, but when he returned, nobody expected how big it would be.
He had first place on new.
Similar to other big projects Dani has done, Crab Game capitalized off of one of the biggest trends of 2021, Squid Game. Squid Game was a Netflix show where 456 contestants would compete in deadly children's games to win a lot of money. Similarly, Crab Game would be a minigame-based battle royale where players would fight in easy-to-understand games to become the winner. Complete with proximity chat, 9 minigames, and 30 maps, Crab Game became an instant hit with over 50,000 concurrent players, first place on new and trending on Steam, and over 10 million downloads. What could possibly go wrong? And that's when everything went wrong. On November 1st, 2021, 3 days after Crab Game was released, Twitch streamer XQC was DDoSed by playing the game. A day later, 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Nick Polam would experience the same fate. This would be known to the community as the Crab Game Incident. On the same day that 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was hacked, Dani released a public statement on Twitter urging streamers to stay away from the game for a few days until he reworked the networking code. 2 days later, the changes were published and Crab Game was now safe to play. Similar to Muck, the massive response from Crab Game was taken advantage of by weekly updates to the game. 2 updates of new game modes and maps just weeks after the initial release helped keep the community thriving, with cosmetics and the holiday update following soon after. Dani would wrap all the updates he made in his final Crab Game video uploaded on January 14th, 2022, where he revealed that the Twitch community had awarded Crab Game as the best competitive game of the year. Whether you love him for his crazy games or his milk-drinking antics, Dani has asserted himself as one of the best game dev YouTubers ever. With well over 3 million subscribers and a bright future ahead, it's undeniable that Dani is truly the Milkman King. Thank you so much for watching. Who should I review next?